Welcome to the Downtime from WTWH Media with your hosts, Sarah Wynn and Sheri Kasprzak, bringing you everything you need to know from the week in manufacturing.
Hello and welcome back to the Downtime. We are a weekly manufacturing podcast from WTWH Media. I'm Sarah Wynn, Senior Editor for Packaging OEM and one half of the Downtime Divas. Let me tag in my partner in crime.
Tag team. This is Sheri Kasprzak. I am the executive editor of the automation and controls brands here at WTWH Media. And thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Downtime. We're so glad you're here.
We're so happy. This is a great episode and it's a little bit different than we've done in the past. Sheri, do you want to explain or you want me to?
Oh, why don't you take it, Sarah?
All right. So we are excited to announce that the Downtime is moving exclusively to plant engineering.
That's right.
Sheri.
I mean, it's going to look different. We are going through some changes, but we are still committed to bringing you the best in manufacturing news and information. We're still going to be here in one iteration or another. So give us a follow and stay tuned because we have big stuff coming. But the Downtime isn't going anywhere. We're just changing it up.
Changing it up. It will be led by the one, the only Sheri Kasprzak. Boo, 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 boo.
Absolutely.
And while my hat says you can't see me, you can still see me. Catch me on Packaging OEM, catch me on LinkedIn. I will also be transitioning to assist the robotics team at WTWH Media and contribute to Automated Warehouse.
And we know you're going to do a great job at that, Sarah, because you are awesome. You do everything, to the best of your ability. And I know you're going to knock it out of the park. So the robotics group, who are also just awesome, they are very lucky to get you. So that's it.
Really excited. I'm happy to come back as a guest, Sheri. You better have me on.
You better
know
come
where
back.
I know where to find you.
Exactly. No. You have to come back. So I don't think you have a problem coming back to the Downtime. It will always have a place for you, Sarah.
Always. Love the Downtime. We learned so much. We met so many unique, interesting, fun people, heard so many perspectives and stories, and Sheri will continue to carry the flag and share the latest and greatest in manufacturing in terms of plant engineering. So how exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have great guests. I know that we've got a lot of things on deck, so feel free to follow us. And let me tell you where you can find me. You can find the Downtime on LinkedIn. So go follow the Downtime on LinkedIn. You're going to find all that you need to know about the podcast. You can also find us at plantengineering.com. You can follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Go give us a follow. Thank you.
Give her a follow. Do it. Do it
Absolutely.
now.
So, hey, back to plant engineering. Let's talk about the latest article that you can find over there. So we have an article up now from Spencer Hall. He is an OEM application engineer at Hitachi Global Air. And his article is about the importance of seals and valves in compressed air systems. You're going to learn about the various types of valves and seals used in compressed air, as well as predictive maintenance programs for valves and seals in a manufacturing facility, and the potential consequences of component neglect and improper form, fit, and function. You can check it out right now at plantengineering.com, and I will drop a link anywhere you can find our podcast. So go check it out.
Sweet. We do have one last interview of Sheri and I together, and I will introduce it if we're ready.
Let's do it.
Sheri and I are joined by Spencer Cramer, founder and CEO of EI3. Spencer joins us to discuss how manufacturers can turn machine data into real gains, like overall equipment effectiveness, downtime reduction, and productivity. We also discuss EI3's connectivity trio. That's where I come in. It can be used for secure remote access to equipment. Spencer details why secure networks are essential for packaging OEMs to have. Additionally, I interviewed Spencer for our Packaging OEM report on remote management. We will share that link too. But we love this combo with Spencer. We had a great time, Sheri. Any other thoughts before we go in?
No, Spencer is great. Yeah, this is a great interview. You're not going to want to miss this one. And let's just hand it right on over to Spencer.
All right. Welcome back to the Downtime. Sheri and I are here with Spencer Cramer, founder and CEO of EI3. Spencer, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Welcome.
Spencer, can you share a little bit more about yourself and EI3, how it came to be?
Certainly. Well, I have to go way back in time. I pivoted my career about 25 years ago, where I had a successful control systems integrator. I put drives, controls, HMIs, SCADA computers together in packages for industrial machine controls. And in the late 1990s, I had the big idea that the internet could be a value creation tool. If you could take the data out of the factory, put it in a central location, and process it, you could get a lot more value than just processing the data locally. So I pivoted my entire career to create the industrial Internet of Things through a company called EI3 Corporation, and I've been pursuing that ever since.
Wonderful. Yeah. Talk a little bit about data for overall equipment effectiveness. That's something that our audiences are really keen on. If you could elaborate a little bit more on OEE through data
Mhm.
collection.
Certainly, Sherry, thank you. And OEE is a very interesting topic. It's something I've been following actually for a long time since lean manufacturing. I like to think that with OEE, I have an app for each element of OEE. OEE is, simply put, it's productivity, times availability, times quality, and each of those dimensions require a different lens to look at the process. So if you think about downtime, which is obviously the name of your podcast, downtime being a very important fact of OEE, and you have planned and unplanned downtime, scheduled, unscheduled, all different types of downtimes. Many times the frontline workers, the people who are operating the machines, they're more aware about the nature of downtimes than anyone else. And so here at EI3, we've created an app for downtime, which we also call Downtime, where those frontline workers can enter the downtimes that they're experiencing, catalog it, categorize it, and then have it available for later analysis. Of course, we use Pareto analysis so that we can follow that principle that you will get the best bang for the buck if you're making an investment in improving your factory. You'll get the best bang for the buck by working on the largest category of unplanned controllable machine downtime. And the problem is many manufacturers don't know what that is until you use the Internet of Things to actually figure it out. And with that revealing Pareto, we've helped guide customers to achieve a 5 to 50% reduction of their unplanned downtime. So that's just one dimension. Then you have performance. How fast does the machine run? How close can you get to the target rate of your particular recipe? Or how fast can you get to the actual nameplate on the machine itself? And so by using Monitor with high resolution data, you're able to look at all those different rapidly changing values that are being measured from the machine and use that to hone in your process. Get it running as fast as you can while you're still making good quality product. Again, there's a very big element of capturing information from that frontline worker. When you have a quality a specification for a product that you're making, many times there's off the machine tests are required. One out of every 10,000 samples needs to be maybe destructive tested, or once every 4 hours, you need to check the humidity of a room or other things like that. That becomes, too often I see clipboards with pencils and strings where people are writing those numbers in and only to have it be typed into Excel later, where that Excel then has to be imported to yet another Excel on its way to the ERP. Imagine if you could capture all of that quality data from that frontline worker on the machine right then and there, knowing if it's in spec or not, and then being able to use that data as a way to drive your operations. That will improve your product quality. And of course, by improving your quality of your product, improving your performance, improving your availability, you're improving your OEE. So I love OEE because it was really one of the first, I would call it almost a killer app for the industrial Internet of Things, because OEE across a fleet of machines gives you great opportunities for benchmarking. And so getting the OEE outside of the four walls of the factory into a central location where a decision maker can be fully informed about what machines are making what jobs, it gets very interesting. So, it was probably a dozen years or so ago when OEE became really commonly thought of as a perfect Internet of Things application. And we've been pursuing that and refining it, giving lots of different lenses through which you can view the OEE by shift, by recipe, by job, by machine, by operator, and so on. And that all helps guide great business decisions. So yeah, so you're really hitting on one of my favorite topics when you ask about OEE.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know our audiences are very keen to know more about how they can cut their downtime, and this data seems to be like
Mhm.
a great way to do that. You don't want to cut this downtime though. Definitely
No.
listen to the podcast. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect. That's great. Thank you so much.
Oh, pleasure. And it was a long answer, but I will shorten it into one sentence, which was used by one of the founders of Hewlett Packard when he said, we provide data so you can measure to manage. It's what it's all about, measuring so you can manage. And OEE is a great way to manage the productivity of a factory.
Absolutely.
Love the killer app line too. And by the way, Downtime, great app name, Spencer.
Yeah.
Love.
Thank you.
We may have to steal
Have a
that. I
great
don't know.
podcast.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of keen to it. Spencer, I think this is a perfect segue then for remote management in terms of packaging. You guys recently released the Connectivity Trio. We do discuss it
Mhm.
in the Packaging OEM Remote Management ebook. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about it?
Certainly. So, the Trio is a very interesting product for us. The most progressive packaging OEMs have figured out that secure remote connectivity is not just a support tool. It's not just a way to go back and fix that interlock that you didn't have at the machine startup. Secure connectivity is the foundation for transforming customer relationships. And we're seeing more and more service models emerge from OEMs where they deliver proactive support programs that will bundle consulting and predictive parts replacement and process optimization, advisory, expert troubleshooting into these annual contracts. But when you get into the connectivity, companies have become more and more sophisticated. They understand that connectivity is technically possible, but they're also now understanding that there's different levels of connectivity. There's different degrees of connectivity. And so they're starting to put the microscope on how is that connectivity, how is it managed? How is that connectivity controlled? So this creates a profound transformation. And when we created our trio, what we're seeing is we're trying to meet those customers where they're at. They can look at connecting to their equipment through brand new hardware using EI3's Amphion appliance. Amphion, named after a Greek god who assembled the sturdy walls of the Thebes, the village of Thebes, by playing magical music on a lyre. We see that as a metaphor of creating that sturdy wall around your factory where Amphion will protect your factory. Amphion is an edge device that we've been manufacturing here at EI3 for over 20 years. We started building edge devices because we didn't have many edge devices that we could go out and purchase. Fast forward to today, a lot of premium companies are making industrial edge devices. It doesn't take much research online to see that you can find any number of DIN rail mounted, high temperature ready, highly robust edge appliances that run secure versions of Linux operating systems with Docker container capability. Our big idea was instead of trying to compete with them with our Amphion device, why not give the power of an EI3 secure connection into a package that can be easily installed in anyone's edge device, giving those machine builders more choices about the hardware that they would use. So Zethys, which, if you know the pantheon of Greek gods, was the twin brother of Amphion. Zethys is our product name for a software-defined firewall and gateway that you can load into your edge device of choice, and enjoy all the benefits of an EI3 secure network. They're specification-wise identical. You get all of the benefits of the two-tier networking, the gateway capabilities, the NATing and firewalling capabilities of the Amphion solution, but you can run it in your own hardware. Further, to meet customers where they're at today is Portara. Portara is coming again from the Greek pantheon, is a gateway that would take you to different destinations. And if your destination is that you have a factory where you've already invested in connectivity equipment, and that connectivity equipment may not be up to the latest standards, it may be legacy, but nevertheless Linux capable devices or VPN appliances of different forms and functions. Portara is a suite of solutions that will upgrade those existing hardware appliances to become compatible with the EI3 managed secure network. And that gives you the benefit of integrating whether you have new machines, existing machines, or building a whole new greenfield site. You can decide on what connectivity appliances fit your needs and enjoy the benefit of a managed secure network.
Appreciate that, Spencer. Spencer and I talked offline about the connectivity trio, and the naming of it was one of my favorite things we talked about. Thank you for sharing that. I think I need a Greek mythology name moving forward, maybe one for this podcast.
I think we should both get one, right? Like that'll be our thing. So
Yeah.
that's good. That's great. Yeah. Talk a little bit about secure networks and just kind of how critical they are to organizations who just need to protect their data. Data is, I think, such a critical thing for, all manufacturing concerns. Talk a little bit about the importance of a secure network.
Certainly, Sheri. So, the most progressive OEMs have figured out that security is a absolutely essential element to have in their offering to their end users. Many of us, and I'm sure you have, I know you have podcasts talking about the interaction between corporate IT and OT, and the sort of evolution that's going on with these different groups in their perception of connecting data from equipment out into the cloud. They both know that there's benefits, but they don't understand fully how to do it in a secure fashion. And if they bring an OEM in and the OEM is offering an IoT connectivity package, whether it's, as I mentioned before, an empowered service offering or a data offering, they're going to get a lot of scrutiny. Smart OEMs are partnering with companies who do this as their sole core competency. Developing a secure solution is not just finding the right hardware. It's also designing the network, working with the OT team to understand what the OT team needs for an equipment connectivity solution, but also working with the IT team to understand what are the corporate standards, what are the guidelines, what are the policies that need to be respected. Making that happen becomes an integration task in of itself that is really best left for companies who specialize in developing and delivering secure managed networks. So in a way of thinking about it, the EI3 platform, what we deliver, it becomes a small component of a much larger value creation story. The OEM data that is being monitored has its own value creation, but it's not capable to deliver that value unless the manufacturing entity, their customer, allows that data outside of their hands. So having that capability to talk with them, develop the solution, and then even more importantly, once it's developed, administer it and do the constant monitoring to have that covenant that you are constantly vigilant, providing with the capability, which is a valuable service being provided to that manufacturing company, is an essential ingredient to a successful IoT deployment.
Excellent. Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Essential ingredient. I love it.
Yeah, because we also have an app called Recipe, so we're always thinking about essential ingredients.
There you go, bringing it together. We love that.
Yeah.
All the apps, Spencer. I love it. Spencer, thank you for addressing OEM needs. Is there anything else you may want to add that you would like plant engineers to know about IIoT or what EI3 provides?
Certainly, and Sarah, thank you so much for that opportunity. I'll try to be brief, but you've given me a platform that I can stand on and maybe go on for a long time. One of the things I want to share with you and with the audience is the importance that AI is going to have on the manufacturing process. It is nothing short of a revolution, and I think everybody who's watching this podcast is probably aware of that. We're truly at an inflection point where remote management software, that connectivity, that security is really the foundation stones for enabling the infrastructure for AI-driven manufacturing optimization. Organizations aren't just looking for connecting machines, they're looking how can they take that data and put AI to work on their physical processes. And so that's where the role of IoT really kicks in. It's evolving from connectivity and security to really becoming one of data preparation and delivery layer that makes AI applications practical. So I'm going to stop here with that, and I'm just going to maybe say that could be a topic for another podcast, wink, wink, if you'd like to invite me back where we could talk about what we're doing in the realm of AI with EI3's suite of productivity, which we call connected AI, where we have a limited trust model that enables secure and confidential data from factories to be looked at, but not transported out into these enormous public LLMs, while still at the same time enjoying the benefits of interacting with these public LLMs, which quite frankly can give magical user experiences. So we kind of take the best of both worlds, merge it together, and deliver it in a way that creates tremendous value. We're out there now in the marketplace with deployments that are really, truly revolutionary. So that would be the thought I'd like to leave with everyone is think about AI and its role in your world.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's what's on everyone's mind. So
Yes.
absolutely, we'd love to have you back to talk about AI and its role in manufacturing processes. So that's a great place to leave it.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Awesome.
Appreciate your time, Spencer. The magical user experience, killer apps, AI, all the above. We will
I know.
definitely be circling back with you.
Okay, well, I'll be looking forward to that. Sarah and Sheri, nice to spend this out a time on the phone with you here today, and looking forward to future interactions with both of you.
Thank you so much, Spencer. It was great having you.
A pleasure. Goodbye.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for that, Spencer. That was a great interview. I think that might be one of my favorite interviews of all time. So what do you think?
Well, Spencer gave us big compliments. Said we were his favorite podcasters. I don't mean to brag, but thank you, Spencer. Thank you.
Thanks, Spencer. That means a lot.
He also has a very cute dog named Aspen. But we will transition.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Sarah, I think that it's important now that this is going to be like not really the end of the downtime for you because you better come back. But I wanted to kind of like take a few moments to reflect on like some of your favorite moments from the Downtime podcast that you've had since we've been doing this go like a year now. You and I have been working on the Downtime podcast. So, talk a little bit about the past year and some of the things that you particularly hold fond in your memories.
Definitely. I'll say the Downtime will turn a year old this month, April. Building this show, Sheri uses this analogy, and so I'm copying it from her. It is like learning to fly a plane while building it at the same time. We went into this wanting to share weekly manufacturing insights, and we did that. We have over 40 episodes. We spoke with a variety of subject matter experts, engineers. But some of the favorite things that come to my mind, hearing female perspectives in engineering, Stacey Haramoto obviously comes to mind. She shares her perspective from working on robots as a little kid to now building systems for FANUC. That's up there. Also, Zarin Zafiro from Linmont. He was a lot of fun, and he shared how he went to Linmont's headquarters in Switzerland, and they have a servo motor that's been running longer than he's been alive.
I love that.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. That was pretty
That is
cool.
really cool. Yeah.
But we had so many great chats. Sheri and I did a lot of interviews together. I know I had some ones by myself, and Schneider Electric was awesome. We had them on several times. I appreciate those invites. I learned all about open software defined automation. You have to remember, I'm a little baby in this industry. I've been covering it for about a year, and I'm working to get better at it day by day. Sheri knows this, but this podcast really helped me a lot, and I loved hearing the perspectives and conversations. I'd have to bring Nord into this too. We had a great conversation with Mark Erisman from Nord, VFDs, Drives, NordCon. But it's hard to pick one. I have 3 dogs. It's like saying, Sarah, pick a favorite dog, and I can't do that.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's fair. You can't pick a favorite moment, but I think those are some great highlights. And I think you're right. Just being able to talk to so many people, so many different people who have so many different perspectives on manufacturing. I think that that's really the essence of the Downtime. And we have been so lucky to have you and your upbeat personality. And you are always so willing to go, not just the extra mile, but like the extra 10 miles. So I know that you've done so many on-sites and brought so much content to the podcast, just from your upbeat, outgoing personality. And so I'm personally going to miss not doing this every single week with you, because that was always like the highlight of the week. But I just want you to know that you will be missed, even though you better come back.
Well, I will come back. And for those who don't know, Sheri and I are very good friends. We FaceTime almost every single day. So we will still be in contact. Don't worry about that.
No, yeah. No, this isn't an act. Sarah and I are super close, and we don't have to put on the chemistry that we have, because we are great friends and always will be. So BFFs.
And this podcast is very much similar to our FaceTime conversations, but with less rap music or music references.
It's true.
I'll call Sheri and be like, oh, guess what I listened to.
I wonder if the Downtime could actually benefit from more of the 90s hip hop rap references that we have.
Probably. Content rules everything around me. Green.
It's true.
That's a Wu-Tang reference if you don't get it, kids.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
It is. It's a Woo Wednesday, Winning Wednesday.
It is, for sure.
All the W's. So, yeah, I had a great time. I loved launching this podcast. And again, this is a thank you to Sheri for co-hosting with me, for working on this with me over the past year. Also appreciate our supervisor, Stephanie Neal, for giving us the green light. She took a chance on us. This was a new format and new experiment. I loved it, learned so much, met so many great people, and got to be very good friends with Sheri. That might be the biggest win of them all.
Aw, that's really sweet, and same for me. So, but you know what, Sarah? I think this brings us to the end of another episode of the Downtime. And why don't you wrap us up this time, since it's kind of special? So yeah, take us out.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on another episode of The Downtime, spending your downtime with us. For this podcast, I am Sarah Wynn, Senior Editor, Packaging OEM. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Check me out soon on Automated Warehouse as well. Sheri, thank you for sharing the microphone with me. Had a great time. Look forward to coming back, but I will be a guest. I'm going to hit you with the Uno reverse card and put you on the spot.
Oh, well, I can't wait. So thank you so much for sharing the mic with me, Sarah, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Whew.